All right, Becky, thank you so much for coming in today. I'm so glad to be able to see you again. How have you been? How are things going since the last time I saw you?
I've been good. I've just been a little bit nervous because I've made a decision that I want to talk with my parents about, but I'm still a little nervous on how that's going to go down.
Okay, all right. Well, nerves, I'm sure it's something big. Do you mind if I ask what decision you're making or what we need to, or what you're going to decide?
Yes, so I really want to move in with my partner. I am the oldest sister of four siblings, five siblings around there, and I feel like I'm just really overwhelmed of having like a lot of responsibilities at home, and I just want to start a new life with my partner. However, I do have Hispanic parents, and usually in a Hispanic household, it does get a little crazy with if you move out with your partner and not being married and things like that, because I'm just dating my partner. So I'm really scared on what to do.
Okay, wow, that's a lot. Yeah. I completely understand why you would be nervous. I mean, do you mind me asking how old you are again?
I'm 23.
Okay, yeah. So, this is a big life moment for you. You're moving on to different things. Obviously, you have some decisions to make. So, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. I'm just going to ask you some more so we can kind of like see what's going on, see if we can maybe make a game plan and try to figure out what we're going to do moving forward.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
first, have you found a place to stay? Do you know um, when you want to move out?
We've been looking for places around the Arizona area, but I'm still not sure where exactly we want to move in.
Okay. No, that's completely understandable. I know it's hard to find places these days because everything's so expensive. So I completely understand. And it's good that you guys are taking your time. That way you can find something that you really like. I know you mentioned being the eldest of four or five siblings. So how does that make you feel about moving out?
It does make me feel I do want to say I want to start a new life with my partner, but I do feel a little overwhelmed because my family always relies on me as I'm the oldest. I know that typically in Hispanic households, since I am a woman, it's always like, hey, like you don't have much permissions and things like that. Because I do have a brother, and my brother has more liberty than I do. So I do feel like it may be a drastical decision because I'm not sure how my parents are going to take it. But I am old. I'm older than 21 years old, and I do feel like I'm capable of just finding a home of my own and starting a new life with my partner. However, I know we're not engaged, so I don't know how that's gonna pull down. But yes, I do feel like I am confident enough and mature enough to make this decision.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have to do what's best for you ultimately. I did just want to ask because I've heard you mention it a couple times. So, um, I keep hearing you say, we're not engaged, but we're going to be
Mhm.
moving in with each other. Is there, and I trying not to be rude, so please excuse me, but is there any specific reason why you're correlating moving in with each other as to being engaged, or is there some significance to that at all to you?
Yes, so basically, I'm saying that because my mother actually, well, my parents and they did it like the whole old-fashioned way where basically in Mexico you have to go to the bride's house and then you have to ask for permission, ask para pedirle la mano and things like that. So that's why I'm saying it because in my household my parents did like move out together when they were married. So I really am not sure how that's gonna put into place. And my partner, on the other hand, I think they believe they had him when when their parents were already married and they were already older enough. And
Mhm.
so our families are both Mexican, so I really don't know how that's going to put into play. I feel like my parents might force us to maybe get engaged. So that's why I'm stating that because it happened with my mother. They asked for her hand, she got married, and then she had me. So that's why I'm a little nervous on how that's going to play out.
Yeah, definitely. So what I'm kind of picking up is that you feel a lot of pressure to do certain things because of obviously your parents' background, kind of the way they did it when they were younger. Am I kind of hitting the nail on the head with this one?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I completely understand as much as I can. Obviously, I'm not in your shoes, so I'll never completely know, but I think I can empathize with you a little bit on that because
Mhm.
it's a big thing to move out and want to start your own life independently. You're a young adult. Um, you're with your partner of however long, so you want to just open a new chapter and kind of start your life. So I think that's awesome. That's something great that you want to do. And I guess I want to ask, like, how do you feel about wanting to move out and live on your own independently with your partner?
I do feel good. I also wanted to touch on that I do share a room with two of my sisters and my brothers. So we weren't grown up rich. We were grown like poor in a way, and we have struggled financially. So this is one of the reasons why I want to move out, to be honest with you, because I want my own space. I am planning on going to school with my partner, things like that. So I feel like if I'm with my partner, maybe I might have a little bit more space, since I do share a room with my brothers and things like that. And we are Catholic too. I know I didn't touch on that. So I feel like maybe that's gonna be also in the works. Since my parents are Catholic, coming from a Catholic household, things could be really, really intense. So I do want to touch base on you with that. But yeah, like I mentioned to you, I do want to start this new transition with my partner. I feel like my siblings also could grow too, and then I'm pretty sure they're gonna want their space as well. And me being the oldest, having so many responsibilities, I feel like it's time for me to just move on with my life. And I feel like parents also understand that there is gonna come into a point in their life that they're gonna, have to let their kids go. So I feel like this is just how I'm feeling at the moment, sharing with you.
Yeah, definitely. And then you're the oldest, so it's not like you have an older sibling who you can kind of like reach out to get some advice. You're kind of
Mhm.
jumping in head first and having to do it on your own. So I can see why that would be so nerve-wracking. So I know you did mention wanting to tell your parents. So um I guess my question is, do you have any ideas? Is there anything that I can kind of help try to maybe we could role play and try it out. I don't know if there's anything, if you've thought at all about how you wanted to tell your parents that you were planning on moving out.
Yeah, so I do, like I said, I am nervous on how they're gonna react. I do feel a little guilty though, because I don't know how life is gonna be when I move out. I really don't want to abandon them. I mean, they're my parents, but I just feel like maybe if you're there and you could help me, maybe talk with them about it. I know that you're not going to share anything that I tell you, before my permission and things like that, but I just feel like maybe if you're there presently with my parents and me involved as well, maybe we could get to a conclusion, because I'm really nervous and really overwhelmed, and I just don't know how that's going to put into play. I know my parents, like, they have struggled financially before, and like I mentioned to you, we do live in a small home in the border town, so it is really rough. And I know now, also the job market could be slow, so I really don't know how that's going to put into play. I do feel like guilty. I do have like these emotions that are affecting me mentally. But like I said, I do want to live a family with my partner. I would love to form a family with my partner in the future as well. I feel like it's time for me to transition into a new lifestyle, because we do have goals together and we're both on the same page.
Yeah, definitely. You both are young and you have your whole lives ahead of you. So I don't think it's wrong to want to start living your life for you. And if it would make you more comfortable, maybe we can definitely bring your parents in for the next session and, kind of talk to them through their emotions, and we can all form, maybe just like an open dialogue. In a space that obviously you're comfortable in. Unfortunately, like I wouldn't be able to go to your home with you, but if your parents wanted to come to sessions and they were open to it, that's definitely something that we can organize in the future. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. You just let me know whenever you're ready to do that, and if we need to talk about it for a couple more sessions before you get to that point, that's definitely understandable, and I don't think you should feel bad about taking your time and wanting to do this at your pace. Becky. I appreciate you sharing that with me because, obviously this is a big change for you and you have a lot going on. So, yeah, feel free
Thank you
to
so much.
thank you so much, Becky. I appreciate you coming in. And like I said, whenever you're ready to have that dialogue with your parents and you want them to come in, we can definitely set that
Sounds good. Thank you so much. I feel really comfortable sharing with you all of this.
up. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that.